Hello and welcome to the third edition of CastAway's Kitchen, back in my own kitchen once again. Anyway, today I'll be doing something I've never done before. I am baking a cake. And not just any cake, I am making one of my favourite cakes, because it doesn't have a cream on and I don't like cream, and that is a Battenberg cake. So for this recipe I'll try and go over the exact measurements as I go along, but on my previous videos I've noticed I keep forgetting, so in case that happens again I'm going to put the recipe in the description, so it's there. These are the things that you'll need. I have butter, I have golden caster sugar, I have ground almonds, I have apricot jam, I have some ready-made marzipan because I wasn't going to make my own marzipan. It's the first time baking. I don't also need to do the first time making marzipan. I've got some self-raising flour, 6 free-range eggs, which I will all be using, medium size if you need to know. I've got some more almond extract, some pink food dye, and finally I have some vanilla extract. And since when you're baking you do need to be a bit more precise with your ingredient measurements than I normally am when I'm cooking, I'll just get an estimate. I have purchased a new set of scales. There they are, being all scaly. That sounded wrong. Now the recipe also suggested that I use baking parchment. I couldn't find anything that said baking parchment, so I'm hoping this non-stick baking paper will do the trick. Again, this is my first time making a cake. I'm no idea what I'm doing. Okay, enough with the talky talk. Let's get to baking, I guess. Now the oven is already preheated at a 160 degrees heat. It's a fan assisted oven. That is the temperature the recipe told me to do for a fan assisted oven. Okay, so I haven't even started preparing the ingredients yet, and I've already encountered my first problem whilst reading through the instructions. The recipe at the top lists, the measurements of items that you need. When you read it, it then goes on in the description to explain that that is per sponge. So essentially, most ingredients is fine. I've got over twice as much as what it was stated because, that's the smallest amounts I could get. However, it states I need 175 grams of butter per sponge, which in total is 350 grams of butter, and this is 250 grams. So I'm just going to cut it in half and hope for the best. I mean, it's got less butter in, it should be healthier, right? So first things first, I'm just going to, that's about halfway I think, cut the butter in half like that and put a knob in each of these bowls. Then in each bowl goes 175 grams of caster sugar, 140 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of ground almonds. It's at this point I've come across yet another problem. I'm supposed to have some baking powder. I've just checked, I thought I'd ordered it, I've just checked the online order and no, I missed it off, so whoopsie! What's the worst that could happen, eh? Anyway, pressing on regardless, I'm going to add half a tablespoon of vanilla extract to both bowls, half a tablespoon of pink food colouring to one bowl, and I'm going to need another spoon now for the other bowl, aren't I? Give me a second. And only a quarter of a tablespoon of almond extract to the non-dyed bowl. I have to say, the almond extract's a lovely smell as you open that bottle. Now, because this is clearly going very well, I'm going to try something I've seen online about cracking eggs. And that is you hit it on the countertop and then you pull it apart over the bowl, and that way you definitely don't get the eggshell in. Just in case, I am going to put the eggs into this cup before I pour it into the rest of the mix. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh my god, that actually worked! I am the egg master! And with that, we're going to add 2 more eggs into this one. Put that into one mix. And put that into another mix. So what I effectively have to do now is obviously mix both of them up. So prepare for a whole lot of whisking. So this is obviously the pink mix. I've been whisking in it now for about half an hour, and yeah, it's kind of at, well, this level of consistency. You know, it's a bit gooey, but it is dripping, kind of. Is that good? Oh no, I'm tired, and I've got another bowl which I've not even started whisking yet. Now I only have one whisk, so before moving on to the next bit, I've had to clean and dry my only whisk. This is fucking hard work. How can anybody be bothered doing this shit? Right, on to mixing the second bowl. Right, it's only taken me 15 minutes for this one. I think I've worked out a bit of a technique, but that's kind of the same consistency as the other bowl. So I'm going to say both bowls are ready. This particular recipe suggests that I make each sponge separately, but even though this is my first time, I've had a better idea, which can only go well. So what I've done is I've placed into my little tray which I'll be baking in, the paper. I've made a groove in the centre, so I'm going to put one core on one side, the other core on the other side, and hopefully I can then just cook both at the same time and save myself 30 minutes. Okay, I've only been at this an hour and 20 minutes. That's obviously just the normal vanilla bit, and that is the pink bit. I don't think this is going to work, but anyway, this is now going to go in the oven for 30 minutes. Oh Jesus Christ, why did I decide to do a Battenberg cake? So we're coming to the point where I'm going to be taking the cake out soon, for better or worse. I'm guessing worse. But I'm going to get the marzipan ready to wrap, because, you know, I might as well try and be prepared for something. So this is my marzipan block. I'm thinking of just doing 4 nice thin slices, and then I could just wrap whatever the monstrosity that comes out of the oven in that. So there you go, 4 slightly inconsistent slices of marzipan. That one even has a hole in it. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, that's what it looks like. Not sure if that's good. I'm going to do the poke test to see if it is running clear. So, got my skewer here. Let's poke that. That seems clear to me. And on this one, seems clear as well. I think that is actually ready. Okay, we'll let that cool then. And while that is cooling, I'm going to start heating up some jam to put between the layers when I make them. So this is a 454 gram jar. Apparently I need 200 grams of jam. I don't think this is as important for the exact methods, and since I've missed certain ingredients already, I am just going to put a decent amount in. I think that'll be enough. That's roughly half the jar. Incidentally, if you can think of anything else that I can use apricot jam in, let me know, because I don't really do jam, and I've got like 200 grams of it left. Okay, I just tried to transfer the two sponges from the baking dish onto like a grid to let it continue to cool, and as I picked it up, I saw it start to fold in on itself, and it doesn't look like the middle is as cooked as I first suspected, so I'll put it in for another 10 minutes. Okay, so I'll heat these up for another 10 minutes. They've now been cooling for 20 minutes. They seem alright. I'm going to try. Oh, and that's obviously where when I tried to pick it up and it kind of started to snap, and I realised the middle wasn't quite ready yet. So I'm going to try and cut these into some 4 oblong shapes. There's going to be more than I need for one cake, but I'm just going to make one for now. So let's see if I can do this. Okay, so I've cut both of the into like little blocks, but there's one thing I've noticed. I can't really tell visually that distinctively the difference between the colours of these strips. This should be the pink one, and that's the normal one, and that is slightly darker, but distinctly not really pink. Alright, so I'm going to try and start layering this up. So first things first, I'm going to bring this next to the jam, and I'm just going to move this knife out of the way, it might help. Alright, so I'm going to start layering this up, or putting this together. So this is going to be my base piece in the centre. So that's been lightly heated. So I'll just put on a bit of jam there. I should be able to spread that. Well, I think I need to do more work on that. It tastes alright, to be honest. I've had a bit of the some of the offcuts from the outside, such as this. And it tastes, and both bits, really nice. I just dropped some on the floor. So taste wise, it's okay. Presentation absolutely sucks. Like, now I absolutely can't tell the difference between the different squares. I'm going to wrap it up in cling foil. Cling foil, that's wrong, cling film. And put it in the fridge overnight, see if that does anything. But I'm really disappointed. I'm not baking again. Okay, it's the next morning. I've sliced both ends of the Battenberg cake off. Just going to have a little taste. Taste wise, nothing wrong with it. It just don't understand why the pink seems to have completely come out. But
I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was last night.
It's clearly not going to win any awards, but you know, there's probably been worse jobs. So thanks for listening, and yes, I am wearing a tank top. See me.